Education Minister Walwyn says $250,000 has been allocated in the 2017 budget to provide employment for young people via the Youth Employment Services Division in his ministry in collaboration with the private sector.
And we intend now to roll out a program. There's $250,000 in the budget to deal with unemployment, and we intend to have a very extensive and successful apprenticeship program in the ministry. And we're going to be calling on the private sector. They've always worked very well with us, and I know they will continue to do their best to work along with us. We've hired someone in the Ministry of Education and Culture who is solely responsible for doing that and getting our young people ready, and we're doing extremely well with that.
Minister Walwyn says there is a plan to invest $13 million to include the Elmore Stout High School and the Brigada Flax School, which he describes as one of the biggest investments in decades in the education sector. The development projects comprise 32 new classrooms at Elmore Stout, which will be ready by the start of the new school year, as well as an auditorium, labs, and a new library.
We have $13 million in loan funding for education that we will use to improve the Elmore Stout High School and improve Brigada Flax Educational Center and so forth. The money is spread out over 3 years, but I'm going to come down to beg you to give me access to that money because the problems are urgent and we need to try our best to address them. But we in this year's budget, again, as I said, I particularly discussed the high school plans for us to be able to build an auditorium because we still have our students there eating on the tents and so forth, which is not an environment that is conducive to learning. We want to be able to increase and improve our labs, both at Brigada Flax Educational Center and at Elmore Stout. And of course, our plans to do a separation between the primary and secondary, not only at Elmore Stout, but also at Brigada Flax Educational Center, all of which will create an environment and give our students the tools that they need for success. Work is ongoing right now to build 32 new classrooms at Elmore Stout High School. That is progressing quite well. And it will be ready for September to be able to accommodate our students coming out. There are a number of other things that are happening. The library, for instance, the library expansion. I know it was said on this radio by someone, I can't recall who it is, but I'll come back to my thoughts, that we didn't have money in the budget for the library. And that was not true at all. I don't know if that was an attempt to mislead. But in the budget on page 293, there's $525,000 for the new library, and my ministry is moving assiduously to try to get that done.
Minister Walwyn was speaking during the recent NDP radio call-in program.